guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with the season finale of season 2 of Dr. Stone, episode 11, which is called Prologue of Dr. Stone. So, very interesting that we would have an episode called Prologue at the end of a season, of 2 seasons, really. But I'm interested to see what we're going to go back and see at this point. I wonder if it's just going to be like an overall summary of the last 2 seasons. Not quite sure. This is definitely a shorter season compared to season 1. I'm thinking of the timing. I believe that this, it said it was released in 2021. So this was during the midst of the vid. So I think that might have had an effect as to why it was such a short season. But I'm very interested to see what we'd be having in a prologue, because in the last episode, we saw that Hyoga showed his true colors. Turns out that he said he was actually just waiting for his opportunity to take a shot at Tsukasa because he wanted to be the strongest fighter in the world. And his belief system was similar to Tsukasa's, except in his mind, he felt like it should be a natural selection process as far as who gets to live in this new world, and that he wanted to have Senku help him create weapons, basically, so he could go around and decide who he believed deserved to live versus who didn't. That's what happened there. There was a fight, thankfully, between Senku's brain and Tsukasa's strength. They were able to divert him enough to finally take him down with electrocution. So that's where we ended the episode. The two of them deciding that they're gonna, I'm thinking they're friends now, but we'll have to see. But I have a feeling that we're not gonna talk about this in this episode because of the title. So we're gonna have to jump in and see what it is they are talking about. So I'm about to do that, but just before I do, if you'd like to be in the know of when I do uploads to this show, because I will be doing season 3 very shortly, or anything else that I'm reacting to, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, and you will be in the know. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Someone needs to take out this cow. I'm so over her. Thank you. Beat her ass. That's right. Nerve. Yes, can we? It depends on the person. Exactly. Wait, that crazy cop's still out here. I just remembered. Exactly. So much more work to do. But I know he could definitely win over a good chunk of Tsukasa's camp just with the ramen alone. Because I know they're sick and tired of eating roast beast. Bro, you'll get fresh ramen. Just tell them about the food. Yeah, told you the food would get him. We're not gonna know till we try. Plus, we have no revival fluid, or do we? I mean, you'll have tried. It's gonna be our first old person. I am a little scared about adults, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's okay, your boss is petrified. Of course he'd bring back a manga artist. Can you please go back to wherever you were going? Did you say you were going to start over somewhere else? Go. You can't trust him. Buckle up. All of them. Sit down or get out. You might be able to bring them back. Okay, he's selling all the ones he broke. I guess he has a little bit of conscience in there somewhere. Good. Well, you know, Tsukasa's on the brink, but Senku's not a surgeon though, bro. Right? Like, can you just bring it down to layman's terms, please? Are we 100% sure that nothing's ruptured on the inside? He doesn't know that. He's gonna try. Yeah, you need a surgeon for that. Oh, you don't make out with him?
千空はそんなものに微塵もすがりはしない。
Exactly.
いつかたどり着く科学の道を。
She's like, that I know my future man, thank you. I know my husband.
てめえを救う方法が一つだけある。
Surgery.
てめえを石化させる。
If you can do that, that might work. I was supposed to say, is there a bush over that head? Why does Tsukasa look like that? I feel like Tsukasa can put up with the pain. He probably does now with that face.
心配することはないぞ、ミラ。
I wouldn't promise
千
that.
空の科学に気休めはない。
治療に使わせていただくんだよ。いや、理屈
But how are you gonna do it is the question.
俺がこの手でてめえを殺す。
But to save you, how the tables have turned.
冷凍して殺す。
That's what I thought, cryo.
俺を信じて殺されろ。
He
も
does.
ちろんだ。
That's about the one thing he does believe.
何しろ俺は千空。
That's true, he does owe you.
君を一度
He
殺してるんだ
definitely
から
owes
ね。
you.
ちょうどいいリベンジだ。おとなしくぶち殺されとけ。
These Japanese folks with their go ahead and die.
このストーンワールドに。ああ、なるなる。そう、現代人。
Yeah, exactly. He's like, aren't you guys supposed to be the brainiacs? Breathe.
ねがやべえ。そんな簡単な仕組みでできんの？冷凍庫って。
No, but
現代のやつはもう
it's
ちょい
basically what
やばい
they're
な。
gonna do in this world, though.
が支えきれねえなら、70億人支える手を70億人で探しまくる。
Exactly. Where there's a will, there's a way. And curious minds never stop.
食料問題も大幅に解決するな。
The way you didn't have to be laying
冷
here,
蔵庫の完成だぜ。
Tsukasa.
友達にとどめを刺さなきゃな
The
らんとしたら
way he put that
主
sentence,
はそう見
damn,
られたいと思う
depends on the friend.
コールドスリープか。SF の宇
Take
宙
a
船
little
でしか
nap.
聞いたことがない。最後に有能な人材のリストアップをしておいてほしいってことかい。
Maybe.
あ？
We're just making conversation.
無意味な話はダメなのか。
Because he's not 100% sure this is gonna work.
てめえの趣味かと思ったわ。霊
Maybe
長
she
類
was.
最強はマリリン・モンローみてえなのかこうひいきかという。
Marilyn Monroe?
一度だけ戦ったんだ。テレビの
Of
企画。
course she did. Of course she did.
もはや猛獣ハンターじゃねえか。
Nope, he just was looking for a fight.
本当に
And it could have been
楽
better.
しかったよ。
So I hope when you're in that frozen sleep, you think.
キノコな、エニテングだけっつって、領空と幻覚見る代物なんだわ。
Y'all getting high in the forest.
ただパワーは1
Senka,
ミリ
go
も
check
変
on
わ
your
ら
friend.
ね
It may be too
なぜか
too
わか
late
る
to
か
put him in the freezer.
にでかくなった気になってるだけなんだよ。
Not him saying this whole time that this whole cartoon game was all about getting high. Oh, I think we lost Tsukasa, guys. Again? Looking a bit more like a coffin now.
毎日全部
So what's gonna, I think might happen is, interestingly enough, she was frozen and didn't grow all those years. But now he's gonna be frozen and she's gonna grow up. So if he does come back, they're gonna be closer in age again.
謎すぎる人類全員石化光線だが、そもそもあれは何だったんだ？
Still figuring that out.
目指すは光の発生源。地球の裏側だ。地球の裏。
Oh, okay, they're going on some travels.
しかも旧人類の多分ゴイ数にパワフルな足で。
Hello, you have the steam gorilla.
さすがに徒歩ではいけなかろう。
Nope, we're gonna need a boat.
そう。俺らはこれから全員で。
Nice! One Piece! Science style!
ストーンワールド大公開時代のスタ
So
ート
they might run into
だ。
other people, maybe. And maybe more guano.
石神村は水に生きる旅だからな。
That's right.
全ての海外旅
Right after 3,000 years, I get to finally leave.
世界を
Exactly. Don't get on his back. He's looking at the bright side.
すごいな。本気で地球横断する気だ。
And he'll do it.
本気じゃないお題
Speaking of
は
which, you'll be
掲げ
useful
ないよ
because you can hear things in the water and stuff.
いよいよ手ぶち込むぞ。石化の謎に。
Let's hope so.
人類の科学で染めてやる。
I feel like Plus Ultra should have been yelled there. Who's this? Should we know who that is? Now you finally put that? You finally put in, oh, by the way, people, don't try the stuff that we have in this show at home. Oh, that's hilarious. Did they just throw me straight into season 3? Oh, there's a special episode. Interesting. Okay. May have to take a look at that, but not today. All right, guys. Well, that is wrapping up the season of season 2. And yeah, unfortunately, things with Tsukasa, his wound is very bad. We heard last episode that he has a punctured lung. So it's in our modern world, he would have to have surgery. Right, he'd have to be rushed to the hospital. They'd have to do surgery. If they could find a way to repair his lung, they would. The internal organs are always a very tricky thing to deal with when it comes to surgery. So it's very possible that they wouldn't even been able to do that. They might have had to remove a section of it, or see if they could give him a transplant or something. So it's a bad wound. Either way, just like Hyoga knew what he was doing. And that's why he's saying like he's dead. Like there's no way he's surviving that, not in this world. So, and even if they could find a doctor to revive, there's so many other aspects. Like they'd have to create an operating theater. He would need all the utensils. The possibility of infection is through the roof. There's just so many things. So we see that Senku realizes that the only way to save him that he can think of is if he petrifies him again and then uses the reconstructive, there we go, capabilities of that thawing out or that reanimation that would heal everything up. Because so far, everybody that's been revived, everything that was wrong with them gets fixed instantly as soon as the rock goes away. So he's like, we got to figure out how to petrify him and then unpetrify him, and then he should be back to perfect health after that. Unfortunately, he doesn't know the secret of the petrification at this point. Senku has not even looked into it. I mean, he was too busy trying to figure out how to reverse it. So he never really looked at how to do it. And of course, why would he want to at that point? But yes, now he's got to reverse engineer and figure out how this happened. And in the meantime, we see that he created effectively a cryo fridge to put Tsukasa in, because he's like, yeah, I'm basically putting you in a coma, and then we're going to preserve your body with cool so that you don't die and that you don't decay in the meantime. And hopefully we'll get the chance to get this secret, figure it out how to do it. They'll come back and we will repetrify you and bring you back. So I like the way they set it up under the waterfall. So it's got the basically perpetual electricity. He's going to obviously have to tell some people in the village how to maintain it and keep track of it so that it doesn't fall into disrepair. But I think it could work, but we don't know. Like Senku said, like this could take years. This could take decades for me to figure out. I don't know. That's why we need to do this. So I'm going to keep it real. I may not even be here by the time they figure it out, but hopefully that will be the case. And so we see, unfortunately with Tsukasa's little sister, she just got her brother back, and she didn't even get to spend a day with him before he was gone again. So like I said in the episode, I think it's an interesting situation they're creating where, when what's her name? Mirai was revived, she's still a 6-year-old, right? Which is how old she was when the petrification happened. But was it 6? Well, that's what the guy said, right? He said she's 6 in her head or something. I'm thinking she's a little bit older than that. I think she might be maybe around 7 or 8. But the point is, she was quite young when she went into the coma. And apparently her illness kept her so sick that she didn't even really start to grow up. Like she wasn't even really growing. And then we've got Tsukasa, who grew into a teenager and started to grow up. I mean, that part's kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it. She still would have grown even if she was in a coma. She just wouldn't have had like a lot of muscle mass and stuff. But anyway, digressing, she was stunted either way. And so it's like now her brother's like this grown up and she's still a child. But I feel like if they do ever get Tsukasa out of this, she's going to be the one who's going to be like an adult, and then they're going to either be right on the same age, or it's going to be a situation where she's going to be the older one physically anyways than her brother. So anyways, I thought that was an interesting possibility that they're introducing with those two. But anyway, we see that the two kingdoms have now combined, and now with extra manpower, they're able to get a lot more of these science machines built and get things going. But we see the Ishigami village is still there. That's where the older people and some of the kids still are. So I feel like it's going to be like 2 camps going forward. And then we see at the end that Senku's like, look, I think we should join up. I mean, Tsukasa didn't say that you have to, but I feel like that's the right thing to do at this point. And Senku let them know what his plans are. He's like, I'm going to figure out where the origin of the petrification is, which means I got to go overseas, because we know that Senku's dad from space was able to see the general location it looked like the beam came from, which is all the way in South America, if I remember. So Senku's like, we got to go to the origin point if we can, because that's probably where we'll find out any information, any research, anything. It's going to be ideally wherever it came from. So he wants to build a boat and he wants to start heading across the world next year. So, or not next year, next season. So that's the next big quest. And we see, of course, the science users are completely hyped for it. I feel like a handful of people from Sukasa's camp are going to want to go as well, especially, what's his name? Yukio. Yukio, we already know, worked in a sub. So he's going to have a lot of nautical information that I think is going to be absolutely valuable. And he's not scared of the water. Definitely we know that Kohaku's going to want to go. And the old man who's the crafter, Senku's probably going to need him. No way that Taiju and Yuzu are not going to go with him. I feel like Chrome's going to want to go as well. But my thing is, I think that someone's going to need to stay behind with scientific knowledge. So Chrome may not go. I have a feeling Chrome might stay, but we're going to get Taiju, Yuzu, the craftsman, Yukio, Kohaku, and I'm trying to think of who else from Sukasa's camp would want to go. That might be it, actually, from Sukasa's camp. Yeah, it might just be Yukio. But anyway, I think those ones for sure will be on this boat trip. Maybe some new people might be introduced to us who might go. But my point is, we're going to need at least a subsection of the science users to stay behind to keep things going and make sure that things in the kingdom of science continue to evolve and grow while Senku's gone, because that could be that trip, you know, by boat, but strictly by boat, and especially since they're going to have to do our old school boat, not like a steam powered boats like we have today. That journey alone is going to take them like at least 6 months, 8 months, and that's if they can go straight, and they're not going to be able to go straight. They're going to have to stop, get fresh water. Like, if you know what it was like back in the day to travel by boat, it was no joke to go long distances. So, and I'm trying to think, oh no, wait, Japan's on the other side, so they could go around. Yeah, so they could hit South America directly because they're already on the Pacific, assuming that wherever the point was on the Pacific side. If it's on the Atlantic side, that's even further. But the point is, it's still going to be a long travel time for them, and then they're still going to have to travel by foot for God knows how long. So yeah, I think they're going to need a few strong bodies. I don't see Magma wanting to go. He might, but they're going to need a few strong people outside of Taiju. They're going to need Yukio. They're, of course, Senku. And then, like I said, Senku, Yuzu, and Taiju, I don't see them being separated again for another whole season. They're probably all going to go. And then, like I said, maybe a handful of other people we might get introduced to. And then, yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. I feel like we're going to meet a whole new group of people when we get to wherever they land to, assuming we make landfall next season. But I'm looking forward to that. I like the idea of them meeting up with potentially different characters and different people. Maybe there are other civilizations that survived outside of just the nation that that Senku's dad was able to start with the other people in the rocket. Who knows? Lots of things, lots of possibilities. So yeah, making season 3 sound very, very appealing. So I am very much looking forward to it. And I enjoyed this whole season. It was a lot shorter, like I said, but I think they did a good job of just getting this whole arc of the battle and the joining of the two nations finally after all this war. I think that was a good enough arc for a shorter season. And they've whet our appetite for what's going to come in season 3. So I enjoyed it a lot, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love. If this is all you watch from me, then I will be coming with season 3 very soon, so please stay tuned for that. And if not, then I will see you in the next video.